My name is Cameron Caskey. I am 18 years old now. After a horrible tragedy at my school, my friends and I came together to try to change the narrative of school shootings.
Our job is to protect our country, and if our elected officials aren't doing it, we have to step up.
So we came together and started a movement that was very much mobilized by social media. We were tweeting out a lot. We were using our Instagram to connect with other people and show them our messaging in a really accessible way. We didn't really plan to do a social media-based movement. We planned to do a movement, and we didn't even think about what it was like to base it in social media, because that's just how we interact with each other. And it was hard. And over the course of the year, we have been harassed online. I received countless death threats. I received very lewd images in my Instagram direct messages. We were attacked like adults, but we were not defended like kids. I have personally said things online that I'm sure I'll look at as an adult and not be very thrilled about. And a lot of us learned a lot about how we interact with each other in social media. There are a lot of things about the Parkland movement that I think are amazing, and a lot of things I regret, but one thing I can tell you that is my point of pride after all of this is that people don't remember Parkland as the city that was destroyed. People remember Parkland as the city that was strong and brave enough to stand up and say, we are not going to let you get away with another one of these. The one lesson I wish I had learned before all of this started was that the internet, while it's not real life, is becoming a part of it. It's all about remembering that the social media exists to supplement personal connections and not replace them. Behind every single account on Twitter, unless they're a bot, there's a human being typing. And that person might not realize just who they're interacting with. So you feel like it doesn't mean anything, and you feel like the people who see your comments aren't affected by it. We are now a part of this large ocean of connection, and it's now our job to be responsible. We need to hold ourselves accountable so somebody else doesn't do it for us. I used to look down on people. I put myself on a pedestal, and I encouraged a lot of my friends to do it as well. I treated people who disagreed with me like they weren't as good human beings as I was. I did a town hall debate at CNN. Emotions were high, and just a week ago, people that I loved were killed. I went up and asked my Senator, Marco Rubio, if he would stop taking money from the NRA.
Can you tell me right now that you will not accept a single donation from the NRA in the future?
And I wish I had stopped it there, but before that, I compared him to the likeness of the shooter from my school. I became part of the problem because I went up there on that debate to make another human being look bad as a human being and not as a politician, because I wanted to go up there and embarrass him. I wanted to ruin his career. I did not do that to benefit the conversation. I did not do that to benefit our discourse as human beings. I did that to make another person look bad. I learned a lesson from it, and I'm thrilled that we went out there, and I'm thrilled that we were able to make this conversation such a national topic. But at the end of the day, I'm never gonna do something like that again. That's where we can stop this. We had counter-protesters at all our events who were the same people who were commenting these awful things in our social media posts. When we broke the wall, when we simply just spoke to them and we became humans interacting with other humans, things changed. I was in Texas this summer. I met a man who came up to me, shook my hand, and said, I went after you on Twitter a lot this year. I said some nasty things about you on the internet. But the fact that you're coming up here to this counter-protest really taught me something, because I didn't know that you kids were interested in approaching this like people. He introduced me to his wife and kids who were all out there protesting us as well. And they said they don't know if they want to do this again, because when we came up and connected with them, it changed the way they look at it. That left me floored. And that's why it's so important to look at people who disagree with you like other human beings. When people disagree with you on political issues, you have to remember that approaching them like this is your enemy, it's not going to do anything for you. You have to approach everybody in bitterly social and political situations like they're part of the same world that you are. Approach a bitterly partisan topic, but come from a place where you want to learn. You learn the most from the people who disagree with you. I'm not speaking about any specific issues, but be ready to learn something. Assume that every single person you speak to knows something that you don't, because it's true. Remember that the best thing you can do as a human being is lift another person up, not knock them down. I think you're allowed to criticize my messaging without criticizing my character or who I am. These are emotional topics because they affect us. A lot of kids like me and like you, believe what we believe because of our upbringing. That's okay. It's how we were raised. It's part of our character. I used to not understand how someone could disagree with me. But be ready to change people's hearts, be ready to change people's minds, and be open to changing your mind.
Good morning, Jaguars. It's an incredibly fine Friday at the School of the Arts, and I'm Aiden Smith, ready to get it on with another incredible show. Today is also in Prison Writer Day, something that I relate to because they locked me in a room to write these scripts. Please help me.
Aiden, you know what happens when we talk about that? Anyways, I'm Carolina Romano, and it's time to get on with the news. So let's roll that flaming hot intro. Today's school news, progress reports are posted on SIS. Hopefully nobody's grounded tonight when they get home because they have an F. And not to mention, we have my old middle school visiting us today as well. Yeaga Middle School will be here around our campus from 9:45 to 11:15 a.m. Also, one of our history teachers in the history department used to teach there as well. So shout out to my teacher, Miss Sanville. Also students, we have yet another college visit with Loyola University of Maryland, who will be here today during lunch.
Everyone, please don't bully the middle schoolers. We need more students. Anyways, in national news, we got a lot going on in the good old US of A. Mainly, the Grammy nominations just dropped and they are as stacked as usual. I hope that Benson Boone wins absolutely nothing. Obviously, Taylor and Beyonce, who we love, racked up the nominations and are definitely going to win, which the entirely female studio crew is telling me is well-deserved, and I 100% agree with. Now, let's head on over to Kylie Cohill with a pop culture recap.
Hello Dreyfus, I'm Kylie Cohill, and today I'll be going over some of the most recent music releases from some of our favorite artists. First, pop star Gwen Stefani, who performed here 2 years ago, has just released her 5th studio album, Bouquet. We also have singer-songwriter Shawn Mendes, whose self-titled album, Shawn, came out this morning. And finally, rock band Linkin Park has just dropped their 8th studio album, From Zero. So make sure to give these all a listen. That's all I have for you today. I'm Kylie Cohill, reporting for DSOA Today. Stay tuned for future music news. Now, back to the anchors.
Thank you, Kylie. In addition to that, in clubs news, our multicultural clubs are hosting their annual multicultural potluck. In order to attend and try everyone's delicious food, you must RSVP by November 22nd. In order to RSVP, you must go on your club's Google Classroom and you will see that they just posted a RSVP Google form. Just go on ahead and fill out your information. Also, Art Club's members, if you're donating gifts for the Jefferson Jubilee, you must turn them into Miss Sheridan's room by Monday, November 18th. Also, if you sign up to join the wrapping party, that takes place on the 21st after school in the Media Center. Please check the Google Classroom for more information. Today, we also have an ACS Art Gallery during lunch. Finally, if you're part of BSU, don't forget your block party is today during lunch, which is going to be amazing.
In arts news, I want to give a little warning to the teachers that this next announcement may be dirty. Because we're talking about Seeds. Guys, it's the best time of year. Seeds have officially opened their print submissions. This is a chance to showcase your creativity and talent in their physical magazine. Seeds accepts a wide variety of art forms, including writing, photography, paintings, music, and any other creative expressions you can think of. A brief disclaimer from some personal experience. They do not accept your original audiobook take on Where's Waldo. Apparently, books don't have sound. Anyways, submissions are due by December 9th, so make sure to get your entries in on time. You can find the links to submit on the Seeds Instagram at Seeds@DSOA. Also, make sure to pop on out tonight to the open mic at Cargo Coffee. It's going to bean a coffee grate. Who wrote this?
Anyways, calling all designers, the DSOA Theater Department is looking for an artist to design their poster for the spring play. Metamorphoses designs are due by December 6th. If you have questions, please reach out to DSOA Theater's marketing head, Joy DeMare, at dsoatheatermarketing@gmail.com.
What's this? More arts news? How wonderful. Today, make sure to come on out to the Harry Details show at lunch to see Lil Andrew Hopto being his silly self. On top of this, the fall dance show opens tonight at 6, and I can promise you this show you do not want to miss.
Moving on, let's go on ahead and continue with our reminders. It is that time again. The Spanish Honor Society is starting up their Dona por Amor project for Venezuela. They are collecting shippable food, hygiene products, sneakers, shoes, and also clothes. New or old, both are deeply appreciated. Each item donated will earn SHS members up to half an hour of SHS hours, and you can earn up to a total of 3 SHS hours per semester for your donations. However, you do not have to be part of SHS to donate. This drive will go up until November 22nd, which is right before we leave for Thanksgiving break. Please drop on by to Ms. Brown's room for donations in Building 1, Room 101. If you have any questions at all, email shsdsoa@gmail.com.
All right, listen up everybody, because you gotta stay on the lookout for these announcements in the next little bit. First up, you know it, you love it. It holds the record for the most said announcement in DSOA Today history. Sophie Scholarship applications are open until February 23rd. Make sure to apply.
Also, everybody mark your calendars for the second annual Dreyfus Skate Night on February 18th. We will be rocking and rolling at Asheville Skate Center. This gives you plenty of time to work on those smooth moves on there at the skate floor. Can't wait to see you there.
Finally, let's end with a little sports segment to round out this episode for the ages. First up, our boys and girls soccer teams are trying their hardest and having fun, which is what really matters the most. Not winning, but that sure would be nice. Also, the basketball season is getting ready to start up, which means I am now not accepting bets. Wink, wink. And in national news, we got a fire weekend of football ahead of us, with the game to watch being the storied battle between the Chiefs and the miraculous Patrick Mahomes and wacky Josh Allen on Miss Bennett's beloved Bills. In pro basketball, the Miami Heat might be the only Miami team worse than the Dolphins, which says a lot, and the Cleveland Cavaliers are undefeated, so the world is clearly upside down, and my name is Alex Korf. Speaking of which, here's a look at our girls soccer team.
On November 7th, the Lady Jaguars soccer team played their second game against the Trojans at Lake Worth High and took home their first win. The girls just completed their roster and are already on the road to success. Coach Angelo speaks on how the girls have worked and formed bonds with each other so far.
I love all the personalities in the team. I think they can really get really competitive and they can just gel really well together. I think they're all supportive with each other, and I really think they can be very, very successful this season.
The Lady Jaguars have been working hard on growing their soccer program, having weekly practices, workouts as a team, and even took preparation into their own hands. Here is Cece Cox on how she got ready this season.
Well, I really focused on making sure I was getting in shape, going to the gym, eating correctly, just getting ready, and also creating dynamics before the season started, just getting back in the groove with the players I played with last year.
Rachel Shank scored 3 goals along with Melina Marusa scoring 2 of her own, leading the Jaguars to their win, with Dreyfus scoring a total of 8 goals against Lake Worth High. Their roster shows promising athletes and a bright future ahead for Dreyfus Athletics. I'm Ella Crawley reporting for DSOA Today.
1, 2, 3, 4!
Well, Dreyfus, unfortunately, that's all we have for you today. Make sure to stay safe out there. I'll be in here writing these scripts where I cannot leave. Also, make sure to come out at lunch today to see the Battle of the Grades basketball tournament. It's going to be a ball. I'm Aiden Smith.
And I'm Carolina Armeno. Have a wonderful weekend, Dreyfus. We're almost at Thanksgiving break. We'll see you at class changes and lunch.